Welcome back here on Live Now from Fox, and you are taking a live look over the White House now as we continue to follow some breaking news this morning. Former President Barack Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama have officially endorsed Kamala Harris in her White House bid, giving the vice president the crucial backing of two of the nation's most popular Democrats. The endorsement was announced this morning in a video showing Harris accepting a joint phone call from the former first couple. And it comes as Harris does continue to build momentum as the party's likely nominee after President Biden's decision to end his reelection bid and endorse his second in command against Republican nominee and former President Trump. Our Fox 35 Orlando team just wrapping up a conversation with Fox's Doug Luzader about all of that.
Well, welcome back. Well, the race for the White House is heating up. Vice President Kamala Harris may have just gotten her most critical endorsement yet. We're talking about former President Barack Obama. Fox's Doug Luzader is live in Washington, D.C. for us this morning. Good morning to you, Doug.
Good morning.
So, was this really a surprise to you? I mean, this was something we were all closely watching because that initial letter he sent out after President Biden said he was going to stop his run for the White House, he didn't exactly say her name. So people were kind of watching to see if he was eventually going to do this.
Don't want to discount the endorsement that Kamala Harris got from the current president, from President Biden, but Obama was something of a holdout on this. Now, there may be kind of a theater aspect to all of this. I don't think anyone really doubted that he would eventually endorse Kamala Harris, but this news was just released about 40 minutes ago. It is interesting to note, however, that Obama initially said that he wanted this to be an open process, that this shouldn't just, he didn't say this, but that kind of suggesting that it shouldn't be a coronation.
Right.
And ultimately, that's kind of how it's worked out to be. And the Democratic wagons have quickly circled around Kamala Harris, including now both Barack and Michelle Obama. And, she has this nomination all but locked. The Democratic delegates are going to be meeting in coming days here to make this official. At that point, she will become the Democratic nominee.
So let's talk about the Harris and Trump debate. So Harris says that she is ready to debate the former president, but she also says that he is backpedaling on the debate, and it seems like he just doesn't want to do it on ABC's network. Is that what you're understanding?
Well, there's some different stories kind of floating around out there. I think the Harris campaign wants to keep to this September 10th date that Obama, excuse me, too many presidents floating in my head, that Biden and Trump had already agreed to. Biden dropped out, so now Trump says, I suggest kind of they're back to the drawing board here to figure out when these debates should take place. The Trump campaign says that they're willing to do even multiple debates. This September 10th debate on ABC is still in question. Fox has proposed a debate on the 17th. So we don't know how this is going to shake out. It sounds like both sides are willing to do debates, but they just haven't worked out details.
The details, right. And last thing, Doug, Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris said she did have a frank and constructive conversation with Benjamin Netanyahu. This was another headline this week. Was she going to be there? Was she going to, have this conversation with him? A lot different conversation, I'm sure, that she proposed, a little more tough, I would imagine, saying that she stands with Israel, but she also wants this war to end fast.
It's a real balancing act for the vice president. On the one hand, she did not attend Netanyahu's speech to Congress, but she did meet with him on the sidelines. And, this is both an opportunity and a risk for Harris. She is certainly able to appear kind of presidential, having met with a world leader. She comes out and speaks about it afterwards. And yet, at the same time, she does risk kind of angering her progressive base by, announcing that she supports Israel and that the two countries stand side by side and so on. But she certainly made a point of saying that the suffering there in Gaza needs to come to an end here. There needs to be some kind of a ceasefire deal.
Right. All right, Doug Luzader, thanks so much for Washington, D.C. Appreciate you. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. Thanks, you too.